Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Pyne v Alba!
Well, Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull has this morning flown into a G20 storm as the major global powers struggle to agree on how to deal with the North Korea nuclear threat. Here at home, meantime, the acting Prime Minister has exposed confusion within the government about all of this. Barnaby Joyce yesterday backing sanctions on China, but that idea was very quickly shut down by Foreign Minister Julie Bishop. Christopher Pyne and Anthony Albanese join me now. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sylvia.
Christopher, let's clear this up. First of all, for now, Australia says no to sanctions on China, but what about sanctions on Chinese companies that deal with North Korea?
Look, I think the Labor Party tried to exaggerate those comments yesterday. The reality is Barnaby Joyce's comments weren't out of line. We don't plan to have sanctions against China. What we are planning to do, though, is ask China to continue to put pressure on China to take steps with respect to North Korea, because China is North Korea's largest export partner, largest economic partner, and, of course, only military ally in the world. So if any country has influence over North Korea, it is China, and even that, of course, is not as extensive as we would like it to be, because North Korea is essentially a rogue nation,
but how do you
and that's why they present such a serious threat to us all.
Christopher, how do you politely ask China to impose sanctions or to ask North Korea to stop shooting off missiles without any leverage?
Well, the whole world has leverage, Sylvia, because nobody wants a nuclear-armed North Korea that is threatening its neighbours or the United States or Australia. Not China either want that to happen. So all the countries of the world are working on this, but it is a very difficult issue because North Korea is, as I said, a rogue nation, and they have proven themselves in the past to be not susceptible to international pressure. But we will continue to do everything we can to support the US, Japan, South Korea and even China in putting pressure on that regime rather than allowing it to spiral out of control.
Well, if that is the case, Donald Trump this morning is certainly ramping up his threats against North Korea, also China. So if America sends military in, if they're looking at military action, do we follow suit?
Well, Sylvia, we are a very long way from that eventuality. What President Trump is doing is making it very clear, as his ambassador did in the United Nations yesterday, that the United States will look at their full gamut of opportunities to put pressure on this regime. Neither the United States nor Australia, for that matter, want North Korea to have missiles that can deliver payload to either Alaska or Northern Australia. It's a very serious matter, and we support the United States in the pressure they are applying to that regime.
All right,
well, this is serious, Sylvia, which is why we need a serious response, and that's not what you get from Barnaby Joyce. I think it's becoming the case that when Barnaby Joyce becomes acting Prime Minister, Australians hold their breath. And yesterday's comments were just stupid. That's why he was slapped down by Julie Bishop and by Matthias Cormann. What we need is a peaceful resolution of this conflict. North Korea does represent a threat. It is a rogue state, and it needs the world, including our friends in the United States and China, to work together to ensure that there's a peaceful resolution to that threat.
All right, there is certainly no coordinated approach on how to deal with North Korea at the moment, so there's a lot up for discussion in Germany today. Let's move on. Tony Abbott has officially become the Voldemort of the Liberal Party, the problem who shall not be named. Christopher, it is impossible for anyone with all the headlines right now to forget Tony Abbott's name. So why does Malcolm Turnbull avoid using it?
Well, I think that is a 10th, 20th, 100th order issue, Sylvia. We have the G20, we have North Korea. In my area, I'm working on jobs and investment and economic growth in defence industry and national security, and I'm not even going to entertain that question.
He managed to give an answer without saying Tony Abbott as well, just reinforcing the point.
Can you say his name, Christopher?
Oh, look, I'm not going to get into this, Sylvia.
Can you say Tony Abbott?
It's just silly.
It's not.
What is his name?
I'll stop it. This is ridiculous.
Who was the Prime Minister before Malcolm Turnbull?
Tony Abbott was.
Hey! This
it's
isn't
not that hard.
this isn't a 100th order issue. This is an issue that is dominating every waking hour of the government. It's a distraction, and you can't govern when you're so focused on internals, and when you have the former Prime Minister out
All
there
right.
engaging like Fight Club, except not a movie, it's an ongoing series, a drama, and it's becoming a bit of a comedy, actually.
Do you know what? It's been a tough week. It's been a tough fortnight for you in particular, Christopher Pyne. So
He's had a better week this week.
we ramp things up into the weekend with a bit of a pump-up song. What do you say?
I've had a great week.
You familiar with this one, Christopher?
Come on, channel the voice.
Nothing. Not a Destiny's Child fan, it seems. All right, well done, gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Good to be with
Thank
you.
you.
Okay, Carl. Stefanovic.
I want to see him
It's so
dance.
easy.
We need to see Christopher Pyne dance a little bit.
Can't you give us a bit of a
Just a
jiggle,
little bit of a-
Christopher? Come on. Come
Chris.
on, it's Friday Fun Day.
Dancing inside.
Come on. Just a little.
He's clocked off.
Something.
Done.
I love it when he says it.
we love you,
Just
Christopher.
silly. Okay, what would you do with $80,000? It could be yours in one massive phone call.
Plus, the big day, it is here, people. Who will it be?